that is now full, but if we walk away from that, it will disappear. So I am going to take this down the lane and we'll drop it into one of the other fields so that we don't lose 360 litres of silage. Okay, so somewhere down here I have a pair of water taps. I do like the animal pen extension that we can do this. They're buried in the grass. Do that. Do that. And click. I threw it at the water tank. Oh well. Oop, gone. So, probably within the next couple of days, we're going to have to restage food in these points. I'm doing it this way so I don't have to get out a trailer and do everything. Okay, which field is this? I don't know. That one's full, that one's full. Clover hay, we only had a partial and silage. So let's grab the last bale of hay. That's interesting. So we used about half of that. The other thing that surprised me about 22 is the bales are different sizes depending on what you're actually using or making. So without even changing the size of the bales, all bales are not 4,000 litres. Let's just do a, oops, wrong. Let's not do that. How do I get rid of that? Like that. Do that. So they've still got vacancy for more silage, but 5,000 takes you up to there. I don't think that's 4,000 litres. That's probably closer to 3. So can't do anything about that. But yeah, as I said, doing it this way means I don't have to hitch up a trailer to a tractor and bring it round and feed the sheep twice a day or once a day. We bring one massive load of stuff once, and then for the next few days we just come to the field and use it. Obviously the cleanliness is suffering, but it's summer, so the sheep aren't productive at this time of year. That should disappear. For some reason I assume I have loaded a mod which makes the broom not work. So again, that should be about 2,500 I would guess. 23, so close enough. And we'll grab a silage bale, but this field of sheep is now out of silage. So that one is Elmflower. So they have a little bit more room. Again, I don't think 4,000 litres is too much for now. So we might want to come around with some silage bales later today and top that off. For right now, I would say that's all done, and I don't seem to have any stuff in my cedar. I don't think I have any, actually I don't think I have any corn seed anyway, so probably gonna have to take a vehicle over to the store and get some. And I don't know what the seed usage on corn is. I probably do, but there we go. So my guess here is that we'll only need to fill up with fertilizer once. Solid fertilizer, not something you can restack the crates, so you empty them as you go. Cannot get the right angle here, so. Oh, this has such a big fertilizer tank. Also, a lot of these are probably only partially filled. So that's all of them? Yeah. I think that's probably enough. Problem is the corn seed, and as I said, I'm pretty sure we do not have any. Because I've never planted corn on this map. Primarily because you kind of don't, but I want maize silage or maize stuff. I want to try and create fresh maize, and I'm not sure how to do that. I think I need to forage the maize. Okay, we'll take this down to the field, we'll grab the Land Rover, we'll go to the store with it and put some maize seed in the back of it. Then we can get those 2 fields planted. Hopefully they'll germinate. They should do. So ground temperatures are 50 degrees, which is what corn needs to germinate. I just don't know how big the seed tanks on this are. There's a lot of them, but planters tend to be very deficient in seed space. There we go. Hi, dog. So, off for a drive. It seems to feel Farm Sim 22, the vehicles seem to be a lot more chunky. You know, it's a lot more difficult to just have them spin out and just make a mess everywhere. New physics in FS22 I appreciate. It's a lot easier to stack pallets and bales. And that's where we lose control. I think because it looks like you need to get the pallet forks close to the holes on a pallet. You don't have to get them absolutely precise. So the pallets don't get stuck on forks quite so often, and so long as there's enough friction on the bottom of a pallet, you can drag the forks out of that space without the pallet moving. So that's a good thing. Some other things as well that yeah, it's the whole physics thing just works so much better. Okay, we'll park this at the end here. Whoa. I'll tell you what, the brakes are good on that. And we then need to buy some maize seed. Wheat, barley, canola, soybean, oilseed, radish, grass, maize. It's expensive. 2,100 litres. Ooh, I'm going to buy one pallet. I was thinking, when I left the farm, I was thinking I should probably buy two, but I don't know if that's... Don't know if I'll need that much, and it's not a big hassle for us to just come back with the Land Rover and fill it up some more. Alrighty, let's get that bolted down and off we go again. Yeah, I'm trying to think what else I've noticed about Farm Sim 22 physics that's just leaps and bounds improvements over 19. I mean, for ages they've said, oh, we've improved the physics, and frankly it's always been as frustrating on the next version of the game. Farm Sim 17, physics was a problem. Farm Sim 19, we've improved the physics, still a problem. Farm Sim 22, I'm really not finding the problems yet. There may be some issues, but I just haven't seen them. I mean, stacking bales with a bale fork did that. Oh, that stupid smettling bale carrier. Oh, that was a... battle in frustration when it came to Farm Sim 19. Where is it? Bales. That thing just does not work in Farm Sim 19. The bales come off it. Trying to scoop up bales with it, just forget it. The only way I've found to use it is with what is it? Use super strength. You park the tractor up with that thing there, and then you try and carefully place 2 round bales on it. Get back in the tractor and fold it into transport position, and hope it works, and hope the bales don't come off while you're doing all of that. But for most of it, it just all falls apart. I didn't turn the engine off. We'll turn the engine off. We'll leave the Land Rover here. Still a little bit more seed in. This has actually got quite a big tank, all things considered. But with Farm Sim 22, I can happily drive up to a bale with that thing on the ground, scoop the bale up, lift that up, because it attaches to the forks most of the time. And for contracts you get 2 of them, one for the front, one for the back. But I can scoop up a bale, I can lift it off the ground, I can drive to the next bale, get my tractor all lined up, lower the carrier back down to the ground, scoop up the second bale, lift it, and the bales don't fall off, fold it up, and the bales don't fall off, and then switch to the rear one and repeat the process. And oh my goodness, I was dreading doing baling contracts when those came up, and yeah, Farm Sim 17, 19, they come up. It's sort of, I don't want to do this contract because it's horrible. The only way I would do a baling contract in Farm Sim 19 is if I use my own equipment. Oh, I need to set... yeah, we're on automatic application of fertilizer, that's good. Let's put stuff in the ground. Yay. Yay stuff. So yeah, the fact that that thing now works, brilliant. Still don't like using it. Still probably wouldn't buy one for my own farm. I'd prefer, the Anderson bale loading trailers or something. Occasionally an auto-load trailer is kind of useful as well, but for the most part, the bale collection trailers are a good option for bales. Okay, tea's cold. But, Farm Sim 22, you can use that piece of equipment, and it does work. So we're still using a sizable amount of fertilizer. The only way I could have improved that would be... What is the only way I can improve that? I could possibly spread manure, solid manure. And the reason I say that is because it's a different texture to slurry. Or we'd have to do something to the field, like cultivate it. Well, it doesn't need cultivating. We already did that. And in this situation, I wanted the field ready as soon as possible. So, hence why we harvested, we cultivated, and we're going to have to plough this field next time because this is corn, and corn, you have to plough after corn. But you can only fertilise one stage per change of field state. So we're now using, I mean, we're not using a lot of fertiliser because we're very close to what it needs to be, but we are using some. But the whole goal of getting fertiliser into a field before you seed it is just to remove the need for, or the expense of, the costly fertiliser. And of course we don't have time for oilseed radish at this stage because we're harvesting and planting back to back. I don't have a couple of months for the field to sit around and grow something. Obviously, if we're harvesting, what would it be, canola, wheat, spelt, other crops, towards the end of summer, so late summer, we'll be harvesting those, and I won't be I'll be putting oilseed radish in the ground because I've got a couple of months for that to grow before I need to do planting of crops for next year. Late summer and fall, it's an easy harvest time. We're just getting the job done. Over, we've got months to do it, whereas with, and even then, we're not rushed to harvest everything because there are gaps between when we need to harvest. Our our winter crops we'll harvest at the end of summer mostly. After that we'll have our spring crops, but there's usually a gap of a couple of months between that point. Now when we're harvesting the spring crops, that's the time we want to plant the winter crops, so it can get a little bit hectic, but we do have the equipment to cover those periods, so it's not too big of a problem, at least not for us. FarmSim 22 would be a lot easier with all the worker automation that's going on. So you can send a worker to empty your grain trailer while another worker's harvesting, while another worker's seeding, and for the most part they tend to do a better job. Not perfect, but Giants have said that over the course of FarmSim 22 they are going to, the workers are going to be a continuous enhancement part of their project. So we're going to see the workers get smarter as times go by. Obviously the other concern is, how have they done the workers? Do map makers need to make routes on the, kind of like auto drive is for 19, where you basically have to plot a route from field 17 to the store. You have to plot a route from field 17 to the yard at least once. Now, AutoDrive did include some maps pre-mapped routes. I think the in-game maps got pre-mapped routes. But how easy is that for a map maker to do? Or have they programmed it such that the worker can follow a road? So it looks for road texture and then can drive it. And it would be smart if it did that, because then you don't have to worry quite so much about how do I get from places. But even doing Elm Creek, I've noticed that a worker can plot a route between the edge of the map and the middle of the map, but it can't plot a route from one side of the map to the other side of the map. So, for example, if I pull up the map, if I'm doing a contract up here and I tell the worker to deliver to a point over here, it can't find the route. But if I do a contract up here and then tell the worker to go here, he'll drive there, and then I get a message saying he's got there, and then I can tell it to unload at a point over there, and it will do that. So there are still challenges in the workers' routing, but it's a big improvement over what we have in 19, where you can't tell a worker to do much of anything. It does mean that something like courseplay isn't as important. I've tried courseplay on this map and it doesn't play well, which is why I don't use it. But all of the things I would generally use courseplay for, I haven't found an absolute need to in FS22. And I'm not one that uses GPS very frequently, so again, it's not a mod I use. It's a mod I like to have available to me, but it's not necessarily a mod I'm always going to use in every situation. I might just do a demo of GPS since we haven't done one in a while. When we finish these headlands. Is this the third time? Well, I guess this is the third time round. Oh, this is the third time on this side. I need on two on the other side. Now, well, it is what it is. Oh, good grief! We're already halfway down the seed tank. Corn is not a particularly efficient. See, it's not bad. I mean, if you want to talk seed efficiency, potatoes suck. The best thing you can plant in a field for seed usage is oilseed radish, followed by canola. You need about twice as much seed for canola as you do for oilseed radish for the same field area. And then from there, things just get progressively more hungry for seed, if you like. Okay, so that is that. As soon as I get to the end of this bit, I'll lift up the head, or the seed head, and we'll come about and line us up for the next row. So, the way we do this, it's close to. First thing we need to know is how big is this thing. So tell L16, it's 12 meters and GPS runs in feet. So Alt-C, left Alt-C, engages GPS. You'll see on the right hand side the little satellite turned green. Control S brings up the menu. We need to auto width this 39 feet. 39 feet, that's divided by 3. 39 divided by 3 is 13 meters approximately. What did I say this was? That one, 12 meters. That's probably close. So, Control S. We do that. Guidance steering is off, show lines is on, snap to rectangle is on, offset reversal. We don't have an offset on this, so we're fine. Headland mode adjust, off. If you turn that on, it will stop the tractor when you get 9 meters from the edge of the field. So you can use it to do your thing. Okay, you can do AB straight. Okay. Line method, A plus heading. Okay. So basically, to do A plus heading, and I've not had a lot of success with this, but we will try. I am on an 85-degree heading here. So we'll call that good. Control S. We'll set point A, desired angle. Actually, I'll change that to 90. We'll change that to 90. We'll set the cardinal. We go back to that screen and we enable guidance steering. Go back, you'll see we now have little yellow lines to the side, and it does look like that lines up quite nicely with the width of our cedar. We're going off at a different angle. That, I'm going to say, is fine. We'll lower the cedar and engage the autopilot. So this will now drive a precise 0-degree or 90-degree line all the way down the field. If you look in the compass, you'll see we're heading 89 point something through 90 point something. In FS22, you can drive a much more precise course. If you set the tractor facing 90 degrees, it will drive 90 degrees. So we went round here 2 to 3 times, so I could set it to stop. It's 12 meters, 24 meters from the edge of the field. The GPS would then stop me. We'll stop it here. So it would actually automatically stop me and gives me time to lift the header. I can then turn the tractor around. Get the steering wheel straight.